Hello theatre people,
My name's Martin Quinn,
and I'm Rebecca Benson.
and we play Oskar and Eli in Let the Right One In.
There's a lot of things that we love about being in this play, but one of them is that we get to perform it every night in the beautiful Apollo Theatre on Shaftesbury Avenue.
It is dead nice, and it is at the moment our home from home, but we'd like to invite you for a wee behind the scenes look to what goes on backstage of
Let the Right One In! Okay, so this is the blood table, and it's called the blood table because that's where we keep the blood. And here is the type of blood that we're using, which is called Pigs Might Fly, which I think is really cool. And I've been told that this is a month's worth of blood, which you can see it's really heavy. Incidentally, there's 2 tons of water above us at the moment for a later part of the show, which is really cool. But basically what happens is we've got this blood, and you can see what it looks like. There. It's pretty dark, very red. And because of the fact it's so sticky, we've got an endless supply of baby wipes backstage. Now, what basically happens in terms of a lot of the effects when people are bleeding from throats or heads or ears or whatever, is that we've got this kind of pressure type tank where we keep, there's about a week's worth of blood in there at the moment, which is poured in. And we have these tube things here that we basically attach onto here for, liquid out and do this. And what happens is the blood comes into this tube and gets really sort of pressurized and looks a bit like a haggis. That's why I call it a haggis bag. And that gets put into costumes, that Daisy has made designs for, that there's pockets and hidden places to put all these blood effects.
So the blood can come out of all sorts of places, which is always interesting.
So that's the blood table.
Yeah.
It's just
Hakan. Yeah, which is your ex-boyfriend in the play, isn't it?
This is his, this is quite interesting actually. This is his funnel which is actually, we based a lot of the designs, I reckon, from some of the choices they made in the film, the Swedish film, and he has a funnel sort of contraption going on in that for collecting blood. He hangs men upside down and slits their throat and tries to catch it all in there so that he can seal it up, keep it fresh, and get it to Eli as quickly as possible.
Yeah, and this is how he knocks them out. So he just holds it to them and flicks that, and gas comes out and knocks them out, and then he slits their throat. It's really nice. So there's a couple of scenes set in Kurt's sweet shop. With Oskar being a bullied boy, he looks to things that he can kind of take complete control of, and one of them is stealing things. So he just kind of focuses on being, as cocky with stealing as he possibly can, because he is amazing at it. So this Kurt, the sweet shop owner, is right there, and he's literally doing things like pretending that he's scratching when really he's got a sweep behind his back and he's dropping it, shoving it down his trousers. You know what I mean? There's loads of wee quirks like that. It's quite cool though. These are all
based on Swedish sweets actually. Yeah. They're we all thought this was hilarious.
A plot.
So obviously that had to be in the play. And inside that, it's a real Mars bar to give it weight so that you can use it to throw and catch and all that.
Yeah, these are Starburst.
Inside that.
Yeah, we've got loads. We've got dimes, which are actually Swedish.
But the only things that are edible... we've also got a Swedish newspaper, which is a nod to the original novel as well.
Mm-hmm.
And funnily enough, the only things that are edible are these sweets here that Kurt eats at one point in the show, and these sweets here, which are foam bananas, which we eat at the other point in the show. And these sweets, these sweets look like they're edible, but they're not, because they've got PVA covered in them to keep them fresh and to stop cast members eating them.
Yeah.
So
in Dundee, we just couldn't stop.
We could not stop.
So there are many scenes in the play that are set in the woods, the local woods of the area, and what's quite cool is that we did the play in Dundee originally, and they got a lot of these trees from the local woods there, Backmuir woods, I think it was. Yeah. And what's quite cool is that even though we used that throughout the Dundee rep run, as soon as we came down to London, they made the effort to go all the way back up and bring down some trees from that original woods, which is really cool. So these are all Dundonian. But so they attached some branches to it so that we can climb up all the way up to the top, which is really cool. And of course Stephen uses that a lot, and there's a lot of...
I'm always up a tree.
Yeah, I particularly like Eli. See, Oscar's quite awkward, he's not quite acrobatic, so I don't get to go in the trees much, but...
You do a wee bit.
A wee bit.
Yeah. The
Not
one
bad.
that I spend the most time up, I would say, is this tree. I'm up there for 2 scenes and I'm solving a Rubik's Cube. Just in the background, when Oskar and Eli have kind of fallen out really badly, she sort of decides to hang out on her own a lot and try to feel what it was like to be with him again by solving this Rubik's Cube that they bonded over in the first place. So it's quite high and I can see everybody when I'm up there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's quite terrifying up there though, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm quite scared of heights and I got used to it eventually. But I didn't realise that I was actually claustrophobic until we started working with this chest, which Eli sleeps in. So because it was really scary to be in there, and I mean, there's no, like, I just get in there. Because it was really scary to be in there, and at the time we were rehearsing it, we were starting to do this big dance routine for the boys when they're working out in the gym. And during that scene, I'm inside this box, and they're using this as a horse.
Yeah, so that they can do cartwheels over the top of it.
Yeah. So I was inside there in the complete dark, kind of freaking out a bit, and had to come out and go like, I don't like this.
Yeah.
So when we were doing the play, they cut me a hole so that I could kind of like feel a bit better and feel like I was involved in the scene and not get really scared.
Yeah.
But to be honest, since then, that was a year ago, I've never needed to use it, and I've just sat there very quietly and happy. It's one of my favourite bits in the show now, so there you go. Who knew? It's alright, I got over my claustrophobia.
Because at first though, when you first went in there, you were like, Martin, you need to make sure no one sits on top of this whilst I'm in it, which would just be terrifying. I can't imagine going in there.
It's a bit like a coffin. And then now it's just quite familiar and it's fine.
Yeah, it's quite comfy.
Oh yeah, we should talk about the snow. Do you want to talk about what?
Yeah. This snow's just made up. Is it old? What is it? It's a kind of old plastic. It used to be. It's kind of changed since we did it in Dundee. Yeah, it's kind of old plastic bags that just look. They look pretty good though from a distance, and also it actually does snow on the stage as well, which is cracking. Yeah. This is our wee jungle gym where Oskar hangs out. So this is really near. This is on our house in the estate, and it's where Oskar hangs out every day, usually on his own. But then obviously one day, this lassie turns up and she's hanging about in his bit. so that's how they start talking on this. But yeah, there's a lot of kind of playing about on this, and of course with Stephen Hoggett doing the movement, you need to swing about quite a bit.
I do swing about quite a lot, but you can see that when you come.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for joining us on the backstage tour of Let the Right One In at the Apollo Theatre.
I hope we enticed you with our backstage patter, and that you'll come and see the show and see how it all fits together.
So don't forget to get your tickets at TheatrePeople.com.
I hope to see you at the show. Bye.